Thanks for coming out to Pitch Day. Pitch Day for 100K. You guys know, I always think it's a great day to pitch. I love these fortnightly meetings. Today, we're going to hear from two companies, Phone2, Andrew is going to tell us about that, and Drain Drawer. I think Christopher is going to tell us about it, but it's great to see Lauren here, and he might chip in as well. So thanks to both companies for making it through to Pitch Day, because we usually get about 15 or 20 companies applying for the spots for everyone that gets approved to pitch. So congrats on making it through the gauntlet to get here. Really appreciate you guys having the patience to do that. So StartUpNV is Nevada's statewide nonprofit startup accelerator and incubator. We operate 7 nonprofit programs for entrepreneurs or founders, if you prefer, and 4 for-profit investment funds to invest in many of those founders who come through our programs. Now, our nonprofit is supported by government grants, corporate sponsors in the short term, and over the long term, our accelerator companies actually donate a small portion of their stock to the nonprofit, and our investors donate a big portion of their profits to the nonprofit. So also what we call carry. So it's a community effort to keep StartUpNV up and running and contributing in our environment here. So we run Pitch Day for 100K every other Wednesday, where companies pitch for the Q&A and entry into our accelerator program, which comes with an investment from Fund2NV, which is our pre-seed fund. That investment gets added to by our investor syndicate. And then that whole sum of money gets matched by Nevada's SSBCI program. Since 2021, we've completed 33 transactions in 23 companies. Little over $6.7 million has been invested. Our smallest investment's $50,000. Our biggest one we just completed in the last 2 weeks was a total of $4 million. So the average for all of that is about a little over $300,000 on average across all the companies we've invested. Now for the disclaimer. The founders pitching today are pitching for investment from our SEC compliant venture capital funds, along with our SEC accredited and Nevada certified investor syndicates. We invite the whole community to attend, kind of like coming to Shark Tank. Hopefully a little nicer though, for educational purposes, and that educational component is really important to our mission here in the community. So once again, the pitches today are not a general solicitation for investment. For information on all that accredited investor, Nevada certified investor stuff, just jump on our website, startupnv.org. We got a lot of information about what all of that means. Now, our nonprofit work would not be possible without financial help from grants and sponsors. The largest and most enthusiastic of which comes from the City of Las Vegas, Clark County, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, or GOED, as we like to call them, the EDA, and the USDA. Really thank all of those organizations for their help and support. We will hear from Phone2 and Andrew.
Great. Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to present. By the way, are you guys able to see my screen without all the side videos?
Yeah, it's good.
Great. And by the way, you can say kind of a classmate of Lauren. We're both up here in Reno. We were part of Generator that just ended. So yeah, I will tell you guys about what we're working on, Phone2. So the problem, and I think we can all identify with this, is that nobody picks up the phone anymore. It's a huge hassle. It's super stressful to get on a live call with someone who is likely a spammer. And the numbers back this up. Only 7% of calls in 2023, and I'm sure it's continued into 2024, have been answered. So it's a huge problem. But 80% of businesses still prefer calls over other channels. Why? Well, I mean, first of all, the human voice and language communication is super effective, right? We communicate much faster over voice. Sales and support tickets get closed faster, and not all of the commerce in the world is done through a checkout on Amazon. So we still need the phones, and so it's caused a huge problem for business in this country. But customers ignore phone calls. And this problem is so big that Invoca, a call analytics firm in the USA, has calculated that 75 billion is lost in opportunity in the USA alone each year, and I think it's increasing every year from these missed calls and ignored calls. So how can we fix this? We have Phone2. Phone2 is an integration. It integrates into your existing business software, HubSpot, Salesforce, Microsoft Teams, whatever, to make branded calls and send SMS directly from a company's existing stacks. So the reason I really want to zero in on integrations is because integrations is a powerful model. Businesses today, 70% say that they don't want to take on a new software for their workflows. They want to work from their existing software. So we created a standalone client, and then we pivoted towards an integration, and we saw more users come on board per company. And the integration model is powerful now because we reduce switching costs. I want to talk a little bit about the technology of this branded call. So now from Phone2, whether it's in your CRM or Microsoft Teams, with the Phone2 integration, you can press the call button and you'll make a call to your customer without any additional apps on the customer side. Natively on their Android and iOS screen, they will see a branded call. This is called rich call data. This is already baked into the cake of the operating systems of Android and iOS. And here you can see there's the brand logo, the reason for calling, and the name of the company. When a customer sees this branded call, the answer rate goes from 7%, 8%, which is the normal call today, all the way to 30% and over. So it really supercharges outreach. How it works is that you go to our website, you choose a phone number in any area code, 775 in Reno, for example. Within a few clicks, you add it to your stack. Right now, we're integrated into HubSpot, and MS Teams is almost finished. And then directly from HubSpot here, or Teams, or whichever software you're using, you can make the call. Enter the number and enter the reason for calling, and then the user will see your call on their side. And that's how it works. Our business model is B2B SaaS. So it's a subscription. It's software, there's no hardware. We're all SaaS-based. And inside of a Phone2 account, there's going to be your phone number, which is enabled for branded calling. We charge per user. So there's 10 people in your HubSpot account that you want them enable Phone2 for. That's 10 licenses. And then in excess of the subscription limit, we charge 10 cents per branded call. So this is how we come up with our financial model. In terms of our market size, I'm looking at businesses only in the US, North America, and the EU, which are using a phone and not wireless. And so from that, we take what percent or what is the market size of cloud-based. Some are still, a lot are still on fixed device phones. From that, I take cloud-based. That's our SAM. And from that, that's where I derive our SOM over the next 5 months after we roll this out aggressively. Against the competition, I really keep my thumb on the pulse with the rich call data space. That's what this is. And I can say that there's really only one person out there doing it, Regal.io. They're a little bit different. They do programmatic things. So for example, you check out on drain drawer pots, who just presented, and you check out, you go to the checkout screen, you added a few pots, and you abandon checkout. Programmatically, you'll get a call from drain drawer pots saying, hey, it's drain drawer pots. Why didn't you call back? That's programmatic. We do more person to person, peer to peer. We're enabling direct calls from sales and support software, again, like MS Teams, HubSpot, Salesforce. So that's our market segment, and that's how we compare against the competition. In terms of our go-to-market strategy, this has been something really interesting that's evolved. After Generator, we really got traction the last 3 weeks because instead of going and spending a lot of ad spend, which requires at least $10,000-$20,000 in the SaaS space to just optimize a campaign, instead of doing that to sign up account by account, we shifted towards MSPs, which is some of my background. I set up phone systems in Nevada and California. MSPs have the buying power. They're the guys that go into Applied Medical or they go into the casinos and set up the entire phone system and they manage it. And we've reached out to them. And we just signed about 10 days ago a letter of intent with Hunady Services. They're in Missouri and Texas for $250K ARR with their customer base. So that's super exciting. And we're going to continue to do that going after MSPs because it's a lot more cost effective. Bigger tickets, because they have such big minimum quantities that they're going to order from us, and just more effective. Yeah, less ad spend. The other thing of our go-to-market strategy is that we're focusing on integrations that have the largest user base. So that just makes sense. So we finished HubSpot. HubSpot is huge. It's the small business CRM of US businesses. And the next, again, which we're finishing, is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a monster. I think in the startup space, we all use Slack, but in the B2B small business and enterprise space, Microsoft is dominant. Not very many people are using Slack, and Teams, just the functionality is amazing. And so enabling branded call telephony there, which we're very close, it's super exciting. And I think that's where our MSPs are going to be even more excited to roll us out even more because their clients also use the Microsoft ecosystem. Our traction to date so far, before Generator in Reno, we were at Google for Startups. It was a pre-accelerator. Raised 70K almost, friends and family. 40 of that was mine, actually. And then another 100K from a mix of Generator, excuse me, and Battleborn growth. We're not pre-idea, where our apps are in production. We've done a little over 100K branded calls for last year. So far into this year, I'll update those stats. About the founding team, my background is a mix of telecom and user acquisition. I also did some e-gaming before this. And my co-founder, I don't know if anyone here uses the application Telegram. I know in the States we're more prone to using like Messenger and WhatsApp. Telegram's it's a very huge messaging app. So the messaging and the calling technology, a lot of that overlaps with our platform. So my co-founder, Dimitri, he's the best CTO to have in this space. And for this, we're seeking 300K. I know this is StartUpNV, so it's a little bit different how everything gets funded, but ideally it would be nice to find a lead and have the rest matched by BBG, and we're raising on a safe. So that's everything. Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. So to our participants today and our viewers here with us, just a few program notes as we wrap up here. Investors, if you're curious about how to become an investor, you can join us on the Angel Envy thing that I mentioned at the top of the call. Or you can just become an investor in one of our funds. So again, if you go to startupnv.org and sort of follow the I'm an Investor path, you'll get lots of information about how to do that. And once you're in our investor group, and there's about 270 people that are in that group now, you get sort of inside track on all the deals that we're looking at. So it's another reason to join our investment community. And thanks again to the founders who pitched today. It's good to see Lauren. And hope to meet Christopher, and it's great to see you too, Andrew. Thanks so much for coming out today. And to our investor group that's going to be seeing, it's either watching this now or it's going to see it later. Thanks for showing up and being part of the team. And now we're going to see you back here in 2 weeks with 2 new additional Nevada startups. And until then, take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too. We will see you back here in 2 weeks.